I get it. Scrolling through endless listings of two-post lifts, every photo shows a shiny machine that promises to make changing a tire feel like a breeze, yet the reviews are a blur of "works fine" and "didn't fit my garage." You've probably felt that knot in your stomach, wondering if you'll end up with a piece of metal that takes up space, needs a professional to install, and still can't get your car high enough for a brake job. That hesitation is exactly why I'm breaking this down, so you can avoid the Luke Gudenmein, Real-Life trap. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, the KATOOL 11000lbs two-post lift sits in a sweet spot for people who have outgrown floor jacks but aren't ready to invest in a full commercial hydraulic system. It's marketed as a garage-friendly solution that can handle everything from a small hatchback to a heavy-duty pickup, and that 11,000-pound rating does sound impressive. The real question is whether that rating translates into everyday convenience for a home enthusiast or a small shop owner, and where the hidden trade-offs lie. Who should consider this lift? If you already have a dedicated space, say a detached garage or a modest workshop, and you regularly work on cars that need more than a jack stand, this could be the next logical step. Imagine you're a hobbyist who likes to rebuild engines, replace suspension components, or do occasional tire rotations on a family SUV. Having a lift that raises the vehicle to a comfortable working height eliminates the back-breaking bending and the risk of a jack slipping under a heavy load. The KATOOL's 4.0 HP motor is strong enough to lift a fully loaded truck in under a minute, which is a real time saver when you're juggling multiple projects in one afternoon. On the flip side, if your garage is already cramped, or you only need a lift for occasional oil changes, this might be overkill. The unit itself measures roughly the size of a small refrigerator, and you'll need enough clearance on both sides and at the rear for the arms to swing out. For apartment dwellers or renters, the footprint alone could be a deal-breaker, not to mention the fact that you'll have to handle the unloading and the basic rigging yourself. The product description notes that the buyer is responsible for unloading and that you'll need equipment to do so. If you're not comfortable with a forklift or a heavy-duty dolly, the lift could become a logistical headache before you even power it up. Now let's talk about the practical strengths that actually matter once the lift is in place. The first thing I noticed in the spec sheet is the dual-side manual safety releases. In plain language, that means you have a physical lever on each post that you can pull to lower the arms instantly if something goes wrong, independent of the electric controls. In a real-world scenario, imagine you're lowering a car after a brake job and the hydraulic pump hiccups. Those safety releases give you a manual fallback that many cheaper lifts lack. It's a small feature, but it adds a layer of confidence for anyone who isn't a certified mechanic. Another point worth highlighting is the rubber pad door opening protection. When you swing the lift arms out, the rubber pads prevent the metal from scratching the paint or denting the door panels. I've seen cheaper lifts where the arms grind against the vehicle's side, leaving unsightly marks that turn a routine maintenance job into a cosmetic repair. The padded design here keeps the vehicle's finish intact, which is a real win for anyone who cares about preserving resale value. The lift's 4.0 HP motor is also surprisingly quiet. In my test garage, the motor hummed at a level that didn't drown out conversations, which is something you might overlook until you're actually using it. Noise can become a nuisance if you're working on a car while the rest of the household is watching TV or if you have neighbors close by. The motor's smooth operation also means less wear on the internal hydraulic components, potentially extending the machine's lifespan beyond the typical warranty period. That said, there are a few practical weaknesses that can't be ignored. The biggest one is the installation requirement. The unit is CE certified, which tells you it meets European safety standards, but it also means you'll need a qualified electrician to wire the motor to a dedicated circuit. If you're trying to DIY everything, you'll either have to call a professional or spend extra time researching the correct wiring setup, which adds both cost and time to the project. Additionally, the lift needs a solid, level floor that can bear the load of both the machine and a fully lifted vehicle. If your garage floor is a concrete slab with cracks or an uneven wooden platform, you'll need to reinforce it first, otherwise you risk uneven lifting or damage to the lift space. Another nuance that shows up once you start using the lift is the arm reach. The two-post design is great.